The Kunkka, the Lifestealer, they tick the boxes to counter where I feel like Empire's going to be strong. Let's wait for a second. As always want to fly.
Smoke's gonna break.
See this smoke coming. He'll be okay, maybe.
Always want to fly. Got greedy, throwing out that Thunder Strike instead of just trying to back away. A beautiful Torrent, though, is actually going to allow him to live.
Okay. So I feel like Empire, they're really strong around this Tidehunter and Phoenix when they get these level 6s, these timings. The only thing that I'm afraid of is how much they're countered in the game. They picked this Tide into the Disruptor, if I'm not mistaken. So it's going to be problematic for him in a lot of these team fights if he's not just getting behind the enemy lines. If he gets glimpsed back into Static Storm, the fight's kind of just over for them because I feel like they're two big team fights, that Phoenix and Tide. They are addressed completely from Navi's draft.
Yeah, it definitely feels like Empire has now had 2 drafts where at least one of their heroes has been countered very, very effectively. And they're going to have to play around that fact. Obviously, last time we were talking about the Eknart Batrider, which he still managed to do great things with. This time around, it's going to be Petrishara who's going to have, I think, a bit of a rougher game and accomplishing what he wants to accomplish. The possibility of him just dying 100-0 in some of these fights is quite high.
He has the Gush skilled immediately because I think they were trying to get the first blood. So now they just have to play the lane a little different. They have to just go for kills rather than pushing and forcing the lane in. So they'll be able to at least put some pressure onto the Disruptor, but that means Vtoon should have a better time, at least in the start.
Yeah, and potentially missing out on some CS for Petrishara. Top lane, the Phoenix with the Troll against a Beastmaster. Do always love to see a Beastmaster who has a core matchup that is unfavorable, because I feel like if you let this hero just have a free lane, you're just going to lose the game super fast. But here, Troll can actually kind of deal with the boars a bit, right?
Yeah, I actually think Troll is the best hero versus this Beastmaster in the laning phase. That's why you see generally actually gets Axis level 1 instead, so he doesn't just feed his boars early.
Yeah.
That's cool. Helps in last hit on these two because you get your wild Axis stack, and then your damage is more on these creeps too. Smiling Knight, these Brambles actually hurting quite a bit, and yeah, 7 last hits, generally missing 1 creep in the first 2 waves.
Nicely done by him. Goodbye and Iceberg are going to be going back and forth in mid lane with the Zeus Kunkka. Oh, he gets a little bit low, a little bit far forward here. Pops a Fairy Fire. That might be enough just barely to let him live, unless the boots from Seiyu is enough to get that last hit and for first blood.
So the Gush may have hurt him a little bit with the last hits, but they at least get the kill, which is really nice and kind of needed when you do go for that Gush ability. And they'll get the side pull because of that too. So yeah, nice stuff coming out from Empire in the bottom lane.
Nicely done by Vtoon to kind of pull the aggro and pull them away from the hard camp. But they're going to turn right back around and put some pressure again onto Always Wanna Fly.
Good old 5 position, just soaking all that heat. Vtoon never really had any risk. They can even find kills on the Nyx Assassin if Seiyu's not too careful. The harassment can start to add up from these disruptors.
So the panel was talking about this mid matchup where you get level 6 on the Kunkka and the Zeus just can't lane anymore. So what's the game plan for Empire in that case?
He just has to play really far back and he has to just push the lane out, and then they can rotate in a second support to try to protect him when the play will inevitably happen. But you just have to play super passive. Maybe just stack some neutrals and farm them, and then just literally play from super far distance. Or you go to the side lanes and maybe try to set up a gank yourself as the Zeus. As he did actually skill the Lightning Bolt. That's the thing I was curious if we were going to see. Because before, in the last patch, it was just the 4-0-4 pretty much every single game that I saw.
Why, is he not gonna? Is there a specific reason he went? Do you think he's gonna max out Lightning Bolt here, or did he do it just for like a bit of mini stun? Why is he going for this?
I think that this tells me that he's gonna be maxing it next, right? Like usually you don't really deviate from a build unless you.
Oh, this is gonna be close call. Vtoon, the stick is gonna keep him alive.
That was close.
Yeah.
They're out of regen down here. The Lifestealer as well as the Disruptor. Nyx has Tranquil Boots, so he can just keep eating some harass. Petu is also low on the regen, so this could be a kill kicking off on either side if they're not too careful.
Petu actually. They're going to go on immediately because the Nyx Assassin was pulling. Fortunately, the Anchor Smash and Kraken Shell limits the damage.
Rune spawns top. Unfortunate for Gwyn. He might have to take the trek home or just block and reset the positioning.
Yeah, big difference between the two. Kunkka doesn't need those power runes to stay healthy in lane. He's going to use the X marks the spot TP trick.
Back to port.
And he's just gone for max damage on Iceberg too. Double bracer just straight into Blades of Attack. Each of these cleaves really hurt Gwyn when they do connect on him. As we see it right there.
Yeah.
Big chunk of damage. And yeah, he's just forcing in the wave as best as possible as they will actually find the kill onto the Phoenix.
Yeah, looks like he wasn't expecting that kind of a range damage, but 2 levels of axes for General. He's fully committing to this build for the laning phase, as he just wants to make sure he can actually get CS and be a threat in lane without his boars just being poked on all the time. 5-minute bounty runes are coming up. Roger's going to try and contest here. Roger does manage to grab the bounty rune and gets away.
Dude, Roger and General probably are the 2 biggest trolls. They actually were contesting CS over the Satyr, stop canceling each other. General actually started pinging. He's like, dude, come on, don't take my creep. Did you see the, I mean, you can see the camp. I'm using my own setup, of course, but did you see him popping off with the Enigma?
I did, yes, when he was doing the black hole motion, when he finally got that big black hole at the end of the game. It felt like he'd been waiting for so long to get a good black hole because so many of them had been canceled.
Very colorful
nice catch
players
there with the level 6 on Zeus. Always Want to Fly is going to go down, and Gwynblade just gets a little bit of extra experience, which is always nice because, again, this mid lane is very dangerous for him, especially with the rotation coming out from Roger.
Yeah, Roger knows exactly the power window here. As it's 6 minutes, the rune's going to spawn. He's going to get a ward. It's going to be totally spotted, though.
Oh, it's top again.
And it spawns top. Oh, and it's DD for Iceberg. Ooh.
Oh, that is scary. Say you. He does have 3 stick charges here. Bramble's still going to land. Doesn't pop the spike carapace or the stick. Okay. All right, Roger just gets a really nice solo kill there. No, going for the courier. Got it.
Get it.
And not really going to be punished for it either. If
No,
anything,
they actually might dive Gwyn.
yeah, they're going to go for the dive onto Gwyn right now. Does not pull him back in time there. Oh, missed the spike carapace play as well because they were busy trying to do the bottle transfer at the same time.
Well then. Don't know if they're even going to get that D ward either. I swear Seiyu was 100% aware that that ward was placed by Roger there, but it doesn't pick up the sentry. It doesn't even attempt for it. So they do have the Zeus, so maybe he's just going to lightning bolt D ward it, but doesn't look like they are aware of it. That's very interesting. Oh, nice pickup for Gwyn. Fairy trinket.
Oh, yeah. That's a must-have for a Zeus, that's for sure.
Both safe laners farming really well at the moment. Pretty much just dead even. I see V2, and he did this build that we saw.
Oh, got him again.
That's your first top.
This range damage is just far too much for Eknart. The axe is doing so much to him. Fortunately, Smiling Knight this time around is able to get something out of it, using his ultimate to chase down Roger.
Yeah, a lot of pressure that they're able to apply up there. Yeah, the troll, he's still the one farming fine, so it's really just the 5 position suffering on both sides. But yeah, nice aggressive moves from pretty unexpected lane that you can actually with Beastmaster without Boar. And yeah, V-Tune, he's just doing that Maelstrom Rush, what we saw the other day from Miracle versus the Timbersaw. Similar versus the Tidehunter. You don't want that straight physical damage. This is one way to just pierce right through Kraken, pierce right through Anchor. I like it.
Yeah, it's a good idea. Maelstrom also can't miss, right?
Yes, on the procs, I think, yeah.
Yeah, so then a little bit more effective against the troll as well. Oh, Brambles caught him and stopped his TP, so that'll just be kind of awkward for Smiling Knight, who doesn't want to be in this lane anymore because the Beastmaster is going to be like level 6 soon, and he's got, oh, Iceberg actually cutting across. This is kind of a cool play. Because his TP was canceled, Iceberg's like, okay, I'm going to head up there, see if I can maybe make a little bit more of a disturbance.
They're just actually applying so much pressure up here. They're bringing Iceberg in too. Eknart. This is a third one for him.
Yeah.
The game is starting to kick off at a very fast pace, and Zeus is a hero that he can struggle a lot to counter gank versus these type of reach heroes like the Kunkka. He's going to start making the moves around. Gwyn has to be very careful to not get caught by pretty much any disable or any
I think
spell.
Seiyu's dead now. Well, maybe Gwynblight's going to come over. They're going to turn around, try and go for the roar. The Torrent's going to be there to be able to follow things up. Smiling Knight tries to pump out the damage, but Gwynblight's already dead. General with the boat buff is not going to be able to survive. He does go down. The Zeus dying for this, though, has got to make Empire feel pretty bad. They wanted to be able to, like you said, the pace of the game was picking up. They don't want to be losing these objectives this early, but it does come at a deadly cost.
Yeah, and Petu's not healthy enough to really park himself up there, so Gwyn feels forced to make that move. And they have that ward. They as soon as they got vision of the Zeus, they full committed. They just were like, screw the Nyx. We don't care about this Nyx kill at all. It's all about the Zeus when he shows. Seiyu.
Oh, no.
Off the mark with the stun.
With stun there,
sticks.
but maybe Eknard could help out. It's just a low-level stun raid, though, and Smiling Knight a little bit too late there. Oh, okay, he's still going to try and chase him down. The Phoenix isn't really going to follow him into this one, but Smiling Knight is at least going to be able to track down the bounty rune with that aggressive move, so that's something.
Dude, Roger, level 6 at pre-10 minutes. That's actually pretty huge. 4-1 and 2 for himself, and he's going to be given the fairy trinket. He has kill threat on some of these heroes. On Tide and Zeus, if he gets decent setups, Willow is a threat. A lot of magic damage that these squishier heroes, well, squishier heroes to magic damage have to worry about.
Yeah, we've seen the Dark Will be picked up against the Timbersaw for similar reasons, right? It's just like a 4 position that puts out just a crap ton of single target damage. It actually makes it the game a lot harder.
Look at Gwyn.
For the opposing 3
This
position.
ward that they placed earlier.
Yeah. They're just not finding this vision that Na'Vi has laid out, and it's costing them big time.
I cannot believe they haven't de-warded that. That's 2 kills now that Roger has gotten because of that ward, and they saw him walk up and put it. Like, why else would he be standing against the wall there? Unless he was, like, putting a sentry, which then you'd probably check anyway with the bolt. That's very costly.
Yeah.
Now these supports are fully enabled on the side of Na'Vi, both level 7. Level 3 Glimpse. Like, these plays are going to be constantly happening. And now it's book 2. The pace is really going to start accelerating, and you've just lost your mid laner twice back-to-back.
Structures are fortified. Radiant are scanning.
Well, Empire continues to hold on to that one tower, but it almost feels like they're putting too many eggs in this one basket. Seiyu setting up for a move here, but the rest of his team, they were on the safe lane tower. Navi's like, well, screw it. You're not going to let us have this tower, but we'll just start poking at the mid tower instead. We're going to run you around the map. And Seiyu, it's going to be running into the sentry here. Stunned, but not really threatened this far back.
Eknard's about to hit 6. Okay, he gets it just now off of this mid wave. I think that's what they were kind of waiting for. If Na'Vi did make an aggressive play, Empire was going to be able to respond there with Ravage and Egg. But Vtune, he just stays top, takes the tower, and he'll continue pressuring this over here. And they're pressuring just 2 fronts.
Yeah, Smiling Knight isn't able to do the same kind of play here. The bottom lane, he's going to be silenced up. They throw out the Ravage here just to be able to kill, potentially not even the Dark Willow. The Impale goes out, stuns him up. But Roger, he's on the move. He's not going to die.
Oh, no, Cap. Now, I mean, the first Ravage, 140-second cooldown. It feels like this is kind of the only hope for their lineup, and they just lose their troll and don't even get a trade kill. This is starting to get really out of control already so quickly.
I'm literally watching Empire just run around trying to address these various pushes that have come out from General, and they're just out of position. As a result, they're just running around the map trying to chase these potential threats, but then easily being routed by Na'Vi every single time.
Dire's bottom tower is under
Now, they may lose General finally here. Seiyu might be able to set up the stun.
Oh, what?
Seiyu? Okay, wait, can they
Seiyu.
get him anyway? Can they get the gush? They can't.
Dive forward.
Eknard?
Eknard's going to go for it. Primal Roar's going to go down. They're going to pop the Zeus ultimate to make sure that General does die. But talk about a decent amount of space for all that.
Yeah, it's tons of space. It's Kunkka clearing out almost 2 neutral camps. Lifestealer finishing off Ancients. Well and truly enabled. Smiling Knight, he's farming some Ancients, but yeah, so much wasted time. 5k gold lead already at this point. My God.
He was literally in a dead end.
He was. He was.
Well, 5,000 net worth lead for Na'Vi as they are certainly just out farming Empire. As Empire's moving around as like 3 or 4 people from one side of the map to the other. Vtune's been pretty much constantly free farming because it's the Lifestealer. He doesn't feel threatened hardly ever. against this lineup that is lacking any sort of BKB piercing control.
They have so much information on the map, too, because of this pressure. This deep ward they have top. They see the Tide. They see the Zeus for a second. Trolls alone bottom. They're instantly making the play.
Yep. Nyx Assassin is going to try and interrupt something, but the silence is going to stay on a little bit longer. He gets it off.
Oh,
he's able to turn on the Iceberg here. Maybe this is a big opportunity to throw out the fear, and it does stop the Troll from attacking, but he still sticks on with that extra movement speed. He's going to be stunned up soon. Roger slowed down just enough. Diving in. Eknar is desperate to keep Smiling a Knight alive here, but he's stuck in a corner, caught by the kinetic field. He's not going to be making it out of here alive, but maybe the team fight can still be okay. V-Tune in the midst of it, though, is laying on some serious damage to Seiyu. They finally throw out the Ravage and looking for Roger. Can they finally get him? 2 Ravages, 1 death for Roger. They finally managed to bring him down. Meantime, though, mid lane was claimed by General. He took that opportunity to take the most important tower on the map.
And it's a Ravage just for a 4 position, and they can't even turn it into anything because their Troll is dead. And now Seiyu, he steps forward. V2 needs him. And now General also will be able to find the pick off onto Eknar. So it's a Ravage for a 4 position, but you can't do anything with it. And Na'Vi just continues to just steamroll this game. General doing what he was doing on the Enigma, but now he's a Beastmaster, so it's much more threatening. Just standing on these high grounds, able to find and kill almost anybody.
It's looking to me like Fog, they looked at that last game and they said, okay, we've done a really good job of making these games go late. And like in their very first series, right? 2 games that went past an hour. Smiling Knight, gonna run into General, but slowed down by these boards, allowing V-Tune to be able to get here. They're immediately going to go for Gwynblythe. Gwynblythe, he's going to be pulled back with the glimpse. They don't have a Ravage to be able to save this Zeus. He's going to die, and very likely Petrichar is going to be following him in. He doesn't actually get stunned up, but still, that Kraken Shell only protects him so much. The Troll tries to go for the kill and always want to fly, but he's stuck inside the silence, so he's not going to get off that ultimate either. No egg out from Eknar. He's going to try and dive
Seiyu
away, but Seiyu, he's underneath his sentry right now. Turns around, but his death, it is inevitable. It's coming. Roger's going to claim the double kill.
Oh, we're just getting started.
The 2 supports of Na'Vi can do so much damage just because of how much they've done earlier. Both level 10. This Troll walks in, he just gets static stone. This is a level 10 Disruptor, level 10 Willow. They're just pumping out so much in the fights with these super strong cores. And you know, I actually am liking this new Lifestealer. It used to not be as good versus Tide. I'm actually liking it quite a bit because you just keep applying this slow. He Krakens it off and just, again, right onto him. So
yeah,
actually some cool stuff that I'm starting to see in this game.
Yeah, particularly with this Maelstrom build. It looks very deadly and hard to deal with when they don't have any, like, big Lifestealer killers. Not with the Troll underfarmed, anyway.
Yeah, and it's Eknar can't find positionings for Egg. He's also just been picked off a lot of times in this game. And they need everything, it feels, for Empire. They need all of their spells to come in synergy to have any hopes in any of these team fights, as they're just so far behind. And poor Gwyn, they have it out for him. He can't show his face. He just gets glimpsed and just gets ran at by everybody, as he is the damage provider. And these deep wards, I'm just watching. Na'Vi always want to fly, always gets this super deep vision down behind the fights, so they're just fully aware of everything.
Petrichar leading the charge here, trying to make it so that he is the focus of attention, and Gwynblythe's able to kind of chill out and get some damage out there. General's going to TP away. Iceberg is going to go in here with his BKB. Smiling Knight potentially going to be comboed up, so he pops his ultimate early. It's not ideal, but it does allow him to survive for a little bit longer until V-Tune gets his hands on him. Meanwhile, Roger single-handedly doing with both Petrichar as well as Seiyu. Seiyu goes down. The dive in with the egg might just be able to last, but Iceberg, his attack speed is so fast in general, lends a helping hand. That's going to be a team wipe. All they got was a Disruptor, and all they got was 18 minutes into this game before they called GG. Damn.